Bombers and Sudan Daniel, well, we all know what happened. A very good regular season. In the finals, however, got shackled by San Sebastian. A lot is expected from Su Daniel.
That's right. Earlier, Joe Etame was called for a 3-second violation as Nate Matute comes in for the first time and gives Raycon Kabigting some rest. Like what you mentioned, this press defense, something that we haven't really seen much JRU employing the past few years. Of course, with now a new head coach and new coaching staff. So we are seeing a different JRU, both on the offensive side and the defensive side of things, as they force a turnover. Rome de la Rosa with a traveling violation. That's Beda's 4th turnover. JRU has turned the ball over only 3 times, so 1 less than the Red Lions.
But as we see right now, Beda putting on that full court press as well in this inbounds play. They also want to delay the JRU offense.
So basically what this press defense does, for those who are watching first time, learners of basketball, the press defense is trying to cut down that shot clock for the opponents. But here's De La Rosa on the attack, short on that teardrop. A battle for the loose ball, and it will go to the yellow side. The Heavy Bombers will gain possession.
Roger, you were talking about the press and what it does. Primarily, teams employ a pressing defense to create turnovers that would lead to easy baskets. However, if you don't create a turnover, that does not negate the value of a press. As you see, I think it's jersey number 8, Mark Anthony Lopez, entered the game. It does not negate the press because the second best thing that can happen is that it can delay a half-court offense, and that frustrates players, mind you.
And Mark Anthony Lopez called for an offensive foul, and here's another rookie for the Red Lions. Let's talk about him more with a face mask. Kyle Pascual coming in for another Pascual. No, they're not related. It's Kyle Pascual in for Jake Pascual.
Unlike a pair of brothers in this team, they are not related, as you said, but they are both athletic. Kyle Pascual, we see here grabbing that rebound, making his presence felt immediately, with that heft that he has. He's a mix of power and a little bit of finesse.
Right on cue, Kyle Pascual with his first 2 points in the NCAA as a Red Lion. As you saw there, the heft and the rebounding capabilities of the Red Lions. 3 times the ball was put up there. As a wild shot from the outside was thrown. A battle, a scramble for the leather. Lopez gets it. Here's Matute. Nate. And he realized that they still have a lot of time on their shot clock. So Jer Bulangas, the veteran that he is, will organize this offense for the Heavy Bombers. They're down 5. 4 seconds left. Bulangas, too strong. Shot clock didn't reset, so it will expire on the Heavy Bombers.
Right now, it's a very low-scoring game so far, 11-6. We're nearing the end of the first quarter, and this is actually a pace that favors JRU. However, Beda is doing a good job denying the ball to those cutters, or rather to those guards that use the picks in those offensive sets.
Anthony SEMERAD, one half of the SEMERAD twins, is also in the game for Coach Frankie Lim. Nice lob by CARAM over to Sudan. Not the alley-oop that they wanted, but he had to bring it down. But of course, that's what Sudan does. He has that length, that long wingspan that he has. Oh, a steal on Etame. It's Sudan against Etame, and he is fouled from behind. Maybe a good foul from Etame, because that would have been a slam dunk from Superman.
And really, there in that particular sequence, take a look at this replay. Sudan Daniel outpacing Joe Etame.
Of course, the speed of Etame not being able to cope up with Superman there.
Really, we have to put a lot of disclaimers to Joe Etame's game because he is playing hurt, Ray.
Coming from that injury that saddled and limited Joe Etame to a few games last season. Only 4 games to be exact. Superman Sudan, the block king from last year, defensive player, rookie. of the year as well, Sudan Daniel, averaging 4 blocks last season. As we take a look at Coach Frankie Lim. Very familiar look on Coach Frankie Lim's eyes. We have seen that a million times, Chris.
Coach Frankie Lim expects a lot from Sudan Daniel, although of course those expectations are a bit tempered. A lot of people end up comparing Daniel to his predecessor, Sam Ekwe. Really, a lot of people also have to be patient with Sudan Daniel.
Time runs out. The rookie Hector Badua not being able to realize shot clock winding down. Let's take a look at the first quarter highlights.
So far, this has been a game for the purists, a very defensive-minded approach employed by both teams. However, expect things to be a little open. Kumbaga, nagkakapaan pa sa ngayon.
Second quarter is coming up between the Red Lions and the Heavy Bombers after a few messages.